Good morning, boys and girls. It is Tuesday, November 3rd, and it is election day here in the United States. It is also our whole class Google Meet. Please make sure you have a pencil and paper handy for the meet. If you haven't turned in your reading minutes, please make sure you turn those in. And if by chance you have not turned in your personal narrative, please make sure you do that. So you want to have your parents send me a copy, a picture of your personal narrative, and you want to do the flip grid. If you have any trouble with that, please make sure you contact me. All right, there's a few one-on-one Google Meets today following our whole class Google Meet. So at 11, Liam, 11:20, Landon, and 11:30, Jameson. On our calendar today, yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. As mentioned before, it is election day. Now, yesterday I dropped off to 14 of our friends their math book. So math book number 1 and 2, please put this is number 1, you know it's number 1. It's actually the bigger one and it says volume 1. This is the one we're going to be using now. Put volume 2 in a safe spot because we won't need that for a little while. So not till sometime after Christmas. Then you also got the daily work, the November daily language. You got a handwriting book, which we're going to use every now and then. And you also got a surprise from me, which I can't talk about yet because I still have 7 friends that I need to drop off their materials to this afternoon. So there wasn't enough time yesterday for me to get to all the houses. I'll wrap that up by this afternoon. So if you did not get your materials, make sure you first check beside your door. So beside your front door, I made it to nearly every house in Canal Fulton. There's about 2 more houses in Canal Fulton I need to get to. And then I will go to Clinton and the other houses. All right, so be looking for that by the end of the day today. Moving on to our weather. Our weather is a cool 39 degrees and it is sunny out there, boys and girls. It is going to be warming up. Looks like our weekend is going to be very nice. Looks like it's going to get up into the high 60s, even the 70s. Let's look at some expanded form for today. Our number is 198. When I expand that out, that is 100 plus 90 plus 8. So I'm just breaking this number down by the place value. So I can see the digit in the hundreds place value is a 1, but it's actually 100 is the value. And the digit in the tens place value is a 9, but the value is actually 90. And the digit in the ones place value is an 8, and the value is 8. I wrote it out in word form, and of course this number's even because 8 is even, which makes the whole thing even. Let's look at some more place value down here. So I put that same number, 198, in my place value chart, just to remind you what that place value chart looks like. So starting all the way at the far right, this is the ones place value. Here in the middle, that's the tens place value. And to the left, that's the hundreds place value. Now, that's going to be really important when we're adding 2 and 3-digit numbers because you have to line those numbers up by their place value. So everything that's in the ones place value gets lined up. Everything that's in the tens place value gets lined up. And everything that's in the hundreds place value gets lined up. So just as a note down here, talking about value, the digit in the tens place value is a 9. The value of the tens place value is 90 in this number. So when you look at this and you say, oh, that's a 9, well, actually the value is 90 because it's in the tens place value. Let's check out our base 10 blocks. We talked a little bit about this in a Google Meet, that even if you don't have base 10 blocks at home, you can draw them to help yourself. Now, we're going to make a little change from the day we talked about it. The day we talked about it, we talked about drawing a square for the ones. We're going to draw a circle. And the reason why for the change is it's less confusing because notice the 100 is also a square. So you're going to draw a circle when you want to draw your base 10 blocks. When you want to draw the 1, you're going to draw a rectangle for tens. To draw hundreds, you're going to draw a square. And if you have any need to draw 1,000, you're going to draw a square and then put this little corner on it. Okay, so that's a little bit later when we want to be drawing these base 10 blocks to help us figure out the math problems. So we're not going to do that right now, but I just wanted to mention it while it's here. Now, off to the side, notice they also have place value charts, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Notice they just use the first letter in ones, O, and T for tens, H for hundreds, and TH for thousands. And they put the value in 198 that we just talked about. Down here, here's the number 457. Now, notice there's a 5 in the tens place value. Remember, that's the digits of 5, but the value is 50. Right. How about this one? This one is 362. Let's look here. The digit is 3, but the value is 300. Good. How about down here? This is the number 708. Notice there's a 0 here in the tens place value, which is actually worth 0. Yeah, there is nothing in the tens, and we put a 0 there as a placeholder. In the ones, we have an 8 that's worth 8. And in the hundreds, we have a 7 that's worth 700. Good, if you got that. Now, if you got the morning work yesterday, if I dropped off to you yesterday and you got this morning work, turn my light back on here. The first page, day 1, looked like this at the top. And I'm going to go over the answers to day 1 right now. If you didn't get day 1, you can always fill day 1 in. Tomorrow, I'm going to go over day 2. So you could also just hop in on day 2. So day 2 is the one I'll want you to do today. So the answers to yesterday, you were making words. So Veterans Day, you could figure out how many words you can make out of Veterans Day. So you can rearrange those letters. You can come up with different words. You can come up with big words, little words. So the answers could vary quite a bit there. So go ahead and fill those in with those choices. Let's go on to question or command though. So a question, of course, would require a question mark. A command would require a period or an exclamation point, depending on how loud you say it. So number 1 said, did you see that movie yesterday? Of course, that was a question, and you should have put a question mark there, and then you should have colored question. Number 2, sit down on the carpet. That's a command. That would have required a period, and you would have colored command. In the box down below are abbreviations. Abbreviations are a shortening of a word that we use all the time. Like Monday, we would abbreviate as capital M-O-N, period. Or street, we would abbreviate as S-T, period. Or doctor, capital D-R, period. Moving on to syllable sort. I like the syllables because they're fun to do. So the quickest way to do this, in my opinion, is just with a clap. I clap it and I see how many claps does it take to make this word, like bread. Bread is 1 clap, so it's a 1-syllable word. Corn, 1 clap, so it's a 1-syllable word. Let's try the next one. Thankful, thankful, 2 claps, so it goes here as a 2-syllable word. Turkey, 2 claps, is a 2-syllable word. Our 3-syllable words were November and Mayflower. Now down here at the bottom, it's a then and now. What's the difference? And how are they the same? Write about how the 2 pictures are alike and different. And actually, this kind of covers our social studies standard because that's something that we need to do for social studies is think about how things have changed over time. And what you'll notice is these are actually 2 different ovens. So this is an oven that we might have in our house today. This is an oven that might be in homes more than 100 years ago. So the same is they were both things that you would cook with. Different, well, this one actually requires an open fire. Like they would actually light a fire down here at the bottom and cook with a pot over top. Is that how you cook today? Probably not. Probably not. You might do that for camping. You might have a fire and have a pot over top, but not every day in your house do you cook with a pot over top with an open fire. So that would be a difference. So those are some possible answers that you might have said there. And in the last box, digraphs. So remember, digraphs are 2 letters that make 1 sound, like SH. So S on its own would go s, 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 and H would go h, h, h. But when they come together, they go sh, sh, sh. So SH is a digraph, and CH is a digraph as well, because when C and H come together, they go ch, ch, ch. Good. So you should have colored the SH and colored the CH. Now, in today's day 2 morning work, you're going to describe the idiom below, then write it in a complete sentence. So idioms are kind of these funny sayings that we have in English. So look at that picture and see if you can figure out what the idiom is. What's that funny saying about rain? Like it's raining something. And what does it mean? And then use it in a sentence. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Over here, sight words, write the words in the correct box. So time, look, more, and write. Now, when you do this, you have to look at the shape of the word. Like T is tall, so it's going to need a tall box. And time has 4 letters, so you're going to need one that has 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. But look, this one ends with a tall box, so time can't fit here. Where could it go? T, I with the dot comes up a little more. M-E. Time must go here in this box. So you're going to have to look at the shape of the word, how many letters it is, to see which boxes it fits in. Down here, ER and EST endings complete the chart below. And that's something we're talking about in Foundations this week too, that ER and EST are used to compare. I use ER to compare 2 things. And so I might say like taller, like she is taller than her friend. And then EST is used to compare 3 or more things, like she is the tallest girl in her class, comparing this girl to all the kids in her class. So they're telling you in the first box that the word is neat, that it's neater. So think about what that would be here, neatest. And then what would the base word be? Think about that. Well, it must be neat, right? So you can write that in. So see if you can figure out all of the words in this box. Down here, you're coloring in blue all the EE words, and all the EA words are yellow. And present past tense verbs, write the missing verb in each box. So if it's past tense is sold, what would the present tense be? Think about that. And if the present tense is run, the past tense would be. And if the present tense is, oh, they didn't give it to you, you have to figure that one out, the past tense is kept. So, and boys and girls, it's okay to be wrong. I want you to take your best guess. I'll go over these tomorrow and we'll talk about what the right answers are. So if you are working on this and you're like, I just don't know, I don't want you to leave it blank. I want you to try. I want you to think about it. Maybe ask mom and dad, but then we'll go over them tomorrow. And the last one, ABC order. Write the words in ABC order. Remember, to do ABC order, you're going to start with the first letter in the words, and you're going to say, which one would come first? Would an H come first or would an I come first? Think about your alphabet and decide. Whatever one comes first, you're going to put a 1 next to. Now you have 2 H's, so you'll have to think, what comes next after the H, an O or an A? Of course, an A would come before an O. So obviously, harvest is going to come before holiday. But I don't want to give away too much. So that's what you're going to do on daily language today. All right. And moving on to your True Life Tuesday, write 3 facts about sharks. So 3 facts about sharks. All right, friends. Bye for now.